this is Zach and I'm telling you the gear I'm using today. I'm using the TD Sol MQ2000 and the rod I'm using is the Tatchell XT medium light 7-foot rod, and the line I'm using is the Daiwa J braid Expedition and 15 pound. The leader I'm using is 12 pound J thread X-Link fluorocarbon. And the lure I'm using is a Bait Junkie 3.2 minnow in white bait colour, 1/2 ounce jig head. The way I caught my fish this morning was making a long cast, letting my lure hit the bottom and slowly winding it back to the boat. Every now and then, I would stop the wind and let it hit the bottom again. I love doing this fishing because it's easy for me to do. Thanks for listening to my little breakdown.
We're here again, it's Westy. We're out on the local lake and I'm just going to go through soft plastics fishing for bass in the impoundments. As you can see, earlier this morning, we got a few fish on plastics and we're using the Bait Junkie minnow, and this is a 3.2, and this is my favourite colour at the moment, which is electro shad, and also we're using white bait as well. When it comes to chasing bass in deeper water for bass, I like to go straight to a 1/2 ounce jig head. So you'll see this one is a Bait Junkie jig head and it's a 1/2 ounce. I'll put an overlay on it so you can get a better view on it. So I like to use 1/2 ounce, that's just my go-to. You can use 3/8 and quarter. They just take a lot longer to sink down to the bottom. So I'm all about getting it down as fast as I can. So we were fishing 20 foot of water this morning. So we're sitting in 20 foot and casting up to 12 foot. So by doing this, we're covering a lot of different depths, and it was in the back of a bay. Normally we're fishing a lot of flats. So we're trying to sit on a flat area where they're sitting in, trying to get in that ideal depth where these bass are sitting. So when it comes to the technique that I like to use for these bass, especially if they're holding tight to the bottom or close to the bottom, is just making a really long cast, letting it sink under free spool, let it hit the bottom. Once your line goes slack, click the bail arm over and go straight into a slow roll. You can adjust the speed of this retrieve when you're trying to work out what speed the bass want for the lure. So once you do your slow roll, I like to do, let's say, 10 winds, and then I like to stop. Now you have the option here to either pendulum swing it down, which that means when you've wound your lure up, pendulum swing allows it to sink on like a contouring angle back to the bank. So it looks like a bait fish slowly coming back to the bottom. Or you can have it so you free spool. So that's like as your lure's coming up, free spool just allows it to sink straight back down. So what that does is it covers a lot more of the bottom of the dam because you're coming up and you're dropping it straight down. When you pendulum swing, you are covering the bottom, but at a higher depth, so to speak, and it's slowly coming down. So it's a fast drop versus a slow sink to the bottom. And a lot of these bass, as your lure's coming up, they'll come up behind it and they'll want to tap it or hit it, or when you're sinking it down on the pendulum swing, they tap it on the way down, tap, 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 tap. So they follow it up, follow it down, whether it's straight up or straight down. This is what the bass typically do on this type of bite. When you do locate fish using your sounder, or whether you're just fishing down a bank or on a flat without any sonars, it's always key to fan cast around. You might start getting the fish in front of you and then the bite might stop. So you just need to fan cast 360 degrees around the boat. Obviously, if you can, that's the way to do it, is covering as much ground as you can around. And then by electricking forward or on a slow drift with wind, you can just let the wind push you around the flat or the bank that you're fishing. This is a key way to cover a lot of ground on the area that you're fishing. When it comes to the line that you use, I use PE line. PE line for me, it just seems to be a lot better in the deeper water. It has no stretch, so the transfer of bites through your line comes through the rod a lot easier on that braid because it doesn't have any stretch. So I'm using anywhere from 12 pound to 15 pound, depending on the line that you use. That can be anywhere from a 0.8 braid to a 1.2 braid. When it comes to leader, I'll use various leaders, but they all are fluorocarbon. So you'll see the FC on a lot of spools, that means fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon is very abrasion resistant, less stretch than monofilament lines, but it also sinks as well. So it helps present your bait better without having a line that floats. I like to use 8 pound to 12 pound. 8 pound for me is when it's a bit more of a tougher bite, and 12 pound is sort of just a go-to straight off the bat. especially if there is submerged timber or laydowns, or if there's weed nearby as well, then I really need to muscle them out. So anywhere where there's a lot of structure, I like to use 12 pound. If I don't get the bites, I'll go down to 8 pound, and then I've just got to be careful on how much hurt I put on the fish. Doesn't really matter what pound leader you use. After you're catching these fish on this technique, you'll find that they will swallow your plastic quite like down the hatch. You'll see in a couple of these photos and images where the lure is right down the mouth and it's just a line sticking out. So you'll have a lot of rasping from their mouth. Yes, they don't have teeth, but they do have like sandpaper-like mouths. So they will rasp up your leader. So it is worthwhile after every fish you catch, just run your finger down the leader just to make sure it's not damaged in any shape or form, because you could lose that trophy fish that you're trying to catch. When it comes to rods, I like to use anywhere from like a 7-foot rod to a 7-6-foot rod. Longer rod, especially for this technique, allows you to cast a lot further, and that's what you want to do. You want to cast a good distance and you want to cover a lot of ground. The further you cast with this technique, obviously the more ground you cover, but it's the angle that your lure comes up. When you cast a long distance, you can imagine the angle is a very slow angle, where if it's short, just off the nose of the boat, the lure comes up quite quick. The longer the cast, the less of an angle is back to the boat. So you really keep that lure in the strike zone as good as possible. When it comes to the action of the rod, I do like a fast tapered rod or an extra fast tapered rod, especially with single hook presentations. I like that faster tip of the rod. It is very sensitive on the bite, so you really get to see them, especially when it's pendulum swinging down. You can really see it, and the rod reacts fast back. It allows you to get a better hook set on the single hook presentation. Medium light rod, so it's any rods that sort of cast from, let's say, 5 grams to 14 grams. So anywhere from like that, you know, just under 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce is definitely a rod that I like to use. If you're using lighter jig heads, well then you can go a lighter style rod, but that medium light as a standard seems to be a great rod to go to when using this technique. Now when it comes to the size of the reel, every brand has different ways of explaining the size of their reels. So you've just got to work out with your brand what it is. So I'm using the Daiwa gear. So anywhere from a 2000 to a 3000 size reel. With the new technology that Daiwa got in their reels, a 3000 is smaller than what you would have thought a 3000 was going back like 5-6 years ago. So that 3000 for me is more of a 2500 size reel for the Daiwa guys, so you can understand. But this one here is a Cert Tate 25. So that there is getting closer to like that 2000 size. So when you have your rod and reel matched up, you've got the line right, you've got your leader all tied up, get your plastic, get your 1/2 ounce on. You can use whatever knot you want to the jig head. You can use a loop knot. You can use whatever knot straight to it if you want. Sometimes I'll use a loop knot just to apply extra action into a plastic, especially if I'm using lighter jig heads. But for this technique, I'm just using a uni knot straight to the toe point of the jig head. For any of you guys wanting to know what leader knot I use, I like to use an FG leader knot. For me, it's just very slim as it goes through the guides. I'm casting these baits with some force behind it, so I want that real slim knot going through my guides, and I don't have any worry about knots hitting the guides, clunking around, or loosening the knot as it gets casted. So that's the reason why I use the FG knot. Thanks guys for listening to the breakdown of the gear I use and the lure I use for these bass when I'm fishing them on the flats when they're tight to the bottom or close to. Any questions guys, drop them down in the comments, like, subscribe, do all that nice stuff. It all helps. Sharing's caring, and that's what we're all about on the channel. So if there's any experiences that you've had, just drop them in the comments, because guys are reading the comments while they're watching these videos as well. So thanks guys for tuning in for that little bit of a breakdown on the gear I use and how I use it. So let's get back out there and see if we can apply what I've just said to these fish. Let's get back into it. Let's go.
That was a good one as well.
Oh, yep. 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 Come Zach, wind in and cast where we just cast. Quick. Because we're going to bring them in closer. That's it. Cast towards the pelicans. Good boy. Yep, let it go. That's it. Let it hit the bottom. Alrighty.
Is it done?
Yep. Now slowly wind.
Oh.
Big long cast.
I can't.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly the cast. Let it hit the bottom. Oh, good fish. Alrighty, you think you can net both of these fish at once, mate?
Yeah.
Get your one in there. Here we go. That's it. Slowly wind him. Yes. Awesome. How good's that?
Hook up.
Double hook up. It's alright. It's alright. Just slowly wind. Yeah, it's early 40s. He's ate the plastic. Right in the corner there. Perfect hook up. Nice one, mate. Yes. Oh, he had a bite. Oh, yes.
Lift up, lift up.
Lift up, lift up. That's all right. You got him, Zaggy.
One.
Yes, Zachary. Yes. All right, keep out of the way. Let him. He's going to have to work this. Yes, Zachary. Good boy. Yeah, I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Yes, that's it. Yes. Wind.
I can't wind.
I got you. It's all right. We got him. This is cool.
I need help.
I'm right here. Just don't let go of the rod and you're fine. I'm right here. That's it. You're doing a great job.
Where is he?
He's down there. Get ready. He's going to go for a run. He always runs before the boat. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, Zach, watch. You got it. Okay. Don't put your hand on the line. Don't put your hand on the line. Don't put your hand on the line.
Why did he
Net. We need the net. Coopster.
What did you spit out fish for?
Because he's eating. We've got to direct him in there. Come on up a bit. Up, Cooper, get him. Yeah, Zachary. Woohoo!
I was getting nibbles just before.
Yes, Zach. What do you reckon? Oi,
Good.
what do you reckon? It's good job, mate. That's a nice fish, buddy. Do you want to hold him?
No.
Yeah?
No.
No? All right, let's come up the front of the boat so we can show the camera what you caught. Alrighty. Well, this is Zachy's fish. He doesn't want to hold it. Good job. Can you tell the cameraman how you caught it? Do you know what you did? What do you mean you don't know what you did?
Well, just winding slowly.
Just winding slowly. Just winding the soft plastic nice and slowly. Good job, buddy. Yeah! It's not a bad fish, Zach. That's a good one. That'll be almost that's your biggest cast and retrieve fish. Do you know that? That's your biggest one. We're measuring for you, okay? Ooh.
40 kilos.
40 kilos? No, not 42 fork. Or 40, well, we'll go 41 fork. 41 fork, 43 total. Straight. That's exactly what Cooper just did then.
Stay down.
Oh! That's not a bad fish at all.
Oh my god. What the? It's tagged as well.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That's a cracking fish. All right, this is a bit of a breakdown on the area we're fishing here. As you can see in the cutaway, we've caught a couple of fish in this area. And why? As we were coming across this area on the other side of this point, we were seeing the birds, the pelicans and the cormorants that are over there working this area, feeding. So we've gone, oh, all right, let's go check to see if there's any bass in there with the bait as well. And as you can see, we've caught a couple of really good fish. Zachy hooked up to one as well and he's cast and retrieve, which is really great. But as you can see, the bank slopes away nicely here. We've got a point here, so it's a deeper section in the back of this bay. Birds are here, there's bait here, so why wouldn't there be bass here? So electronics weren't needed for this area. It was just the fact that we've seen the birds working the bait and we've gone in, throwing our plastics. We're in about 20 foot of water here at the base of the bay, and in the back where we're casting is about 8 to 10 foot. We're just clipping the edge of the weed that's in the back of their bay as well. So just casting, letting it hit the bottom, a few winds and pendulum swinging it to the bottom. That was the best retrieve to catch the bass that were here at the moment. They're sitting quite close to the bottom. As we're catching these fish, they're coughing up bony brim. So it just shows that there was plenty of bait in this bay and we did the right thing by checking to see if there was bass here, and there was. So that was a quick breakdown on spot A, we'll call it, and how we caught them and why we caught them and why they were here. No. Oh. Oh. No. Oh. Yep. Oh. It's like bite, stop, bite, stop, bite, stop, bite, stop. Oh. Got it. Yeah, sick. Oh, that's a big fish. Yeah, nice. Thank you very much, pal. Here we go, afternoon bite. Afternoon bite is on. Thanks for staying tuned as I break down on how I chase bass in the impoundments using heavy plastics. See you next time, guys.